Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim.
I don't know how it got in his pocket. Well, I'm not supposed to watch him the whole time, am I? Look, all I know is I left the room for a couple of seconds, and the next thing you asked me where it was, where your credit card was, and it wasn't there. And then Chris, he's in Cleveland this week. Yeah, he's doing a show in Cleveland, right? I don't know how he financed it. No, okay, stop it. Quit threatening him. Go to your room. Go to your room. Go to your room right now, sir. We will not tolerate that. Apologize to him when he gets back here. Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim. Thank you once again for joining us for this week's pile of steaming hot comedy that we like to call GainerWorld Live. My name is Tim Gainer, if you haven't figured it out yet. And this is what we do every single Friday night. That's right, whether you like it or not, here we are. Doing what it is that we do. Having ourselves a great time. We just kind of kick back, let our hair down, and just to kind of say hi to everybody. If you're new to this, I know there's a lot of people watching right now. If you're new to this, thank you very much. I must warn you, if you're looking for solid entertainment, boy, have you come to the wrong place. Anyway, no, this is just a place where we get together once a week and we interact in the chat room. Please come on in the chat room, say hi, tell us where you're at. Amu City Games has done so, by golly, by gosh, saying that he's all kinds of happy and okay because it's Friday night and he just got paid. Party hunting, feeling right, body shaking all around. No one thinks I'm getting down. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Amu City is getting ready to bust a move, as the teenagers would say these days. But yeah, we're glad to see you, and please, by all means, let us know where you're from. It doesn't cost anything, and I promise we'll be nice for a couple of minutes. But another fun week has come and gone. Having all kinds of great times. I am very happy to say that the new single is out. I'm very happy with that, and the response has been, I will not be nice. Yes, you will, Amu City. Yes, you will. Yes, you will, mister. Right, so help me. I'll pound you. And little sister from the FL checking in. Normally I would say from the CO, but she is down in Florida doing what it is that she does down in Florida. We won't even question the legality of those kind of things. But we're having lots of fun doing what it is that we do, and we invite you to come on in. We do the same thing. As you can tell, we kind of talk among ourselves in the chat room. I've got this really nifty guitar sitting next to me that I might get to in a couple of minutes if I'm feeling nice. So make me feel nice. Been a great week. Happy to say, have finished my first week of supposed retirement, so to speak. And boy, did I pick a good week for that. Oh, yeah. See what happens? See what happens when you hire the guy to work in the oil company, and then you don't want the guy to work in the oil company, and, well, son of a gun, the oil line suddenly breaks down. No, I didn't have anything to do with it. Amy City says, yeah, everything is legal in Florida, only from the Good Times region, not the state. And, well, we know the Good Times region is pretty much the entire state. Or at least that is to say the entire eastern coast down to Miami. We know what that's all about. Many stories that, we won't even get into it. But yeah, boy, this whole thing with This whole thing with the oil line. What is it? Colonial oil? The Colonial oil line or something like that? Suddenly getting hacked? Yeah. In my country, oil line finds you. I have no idea what that means. But, yeah, I'm really glad that I'm not working this week. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of, I'm on the Gulf side. Well, that's Gulf side. That's old retired people. That's no fun. I mean, what could that possibly be? You know, badminton and complaining about the food in the restaurants. I mean, yeah, really? Really? I mean, you could have at least gone to the good side, if nothing else. But then again, it is Florida, which I have never been to, by the way. So I don't know, I'm kind of jealous. I know a bunch of people down there, and I'm an old retired person. Yeah, I know. If you admit the problem, we're on the road to the solution. I'll just put it like that. And MEC is saying, yeah, just malware. The group behind it has already ceased operations, made an announcement. Yeah, okay, sure. The group behind it has ceased operations. Of course they have. You get caught. Of course you're going to cease operations. It's not a ceasing operations. It's called a quick move. Shut down the laptop and go to another town. Come on, who are we kidding here? It's not malware. It was ransomware. Yeah, it was ransomware, as a matter of fact. I guess they were asking a pretty hefty package, too, from the reports that I'm getting. Don't know if they paid it or not. That's the question. Did they pay it? Because from what I understand, they were shut down for like 3, 4, 5 days, something like that. So, yeah, that's interesting stuff, to say the least. And like I said, I'm really glad I'm not on the phones this week. I tell you what. Whew, that could have been good times. But $5 million in crypto was recovered. Really? Wow. That's why the Dogecoin went up so fast. Hey, but I want to tell you, yeah, don't even get me started on that. I think I'm going to invest. I'm going to invest in Dogecoin. You and me both. Have fun, Diable. Yeah, dig it. I understand where you're coming from, Amu City. Trust me. But be that as it may. So yeah, it's been an interesting week to say the least. And I made the big mistake. If you can notice it, I don't know. Maybe the lights are kind of hiding it, but it doesn't look like it on my monitor anyway. But you can tell I'm a little red. I'm just happy I don't have to wear a mask anymore. Yeah, we're gonna get to that in just a minute. We are gonna get to that in just a minute. Because I had something happened to me, but you can tell. Amu City, I will. Trust me on that. So, yeah, I made a mistake. If I start looking a little, run down, if I start moving a little slow on the show tonight, I made a mistake that I shouldn't really do. I mean, maybe I should do, or just maybe I should do more of it. But here in Chicago, it's been, how can I say it? It's been cold. It's been rainy. It looks like the B-52s sang a song about you. Oh, I get it. Let me do it for you, Mike. Rock Lobster. Yeah, so I went out before. Today was the first nice day in about a week. And I swore the first thing I was going to do when I started my life of leisure was I was going to go golfing all the time, at least as much as I could in the summer, because we all know what that's like in the city. But and it's been cold, it's been rainy, it's generally, the whole week's been pretty miserable. And today was the first nice day that we had. And I went out and I just said to myself, I'm going to go out on the driving range. I'll just take a little bit, get the sea legs together, and then Sunday or Monday I'll go out and play, proper 18. Well, I ended up playing 9 holes. Simply, well, I had to. Let's just face it, I had to. That's all there is to it. The course was right there. You got to do it. So I ended up doing that, and the sun came out, and so you see I'm suddenly looking like, it looks like my high blood pressure's about to cause me to look like that guy in Scanners, where my head's just going to explode. But, and I do this all the time, I don't mind. I very rarely wear sunscreen when I go out on the course. And I know I should. All the safety folks, all the health nuts. Are you going to cook yourself? That's bad. You're going to get skin cancer. You're going to die. You don't. I do this once or twice. I'll get really, really red and I'll cook myself. And then it's all darkness and good times for the rest of the summer. So, yeah, this is it's a required thing. Since you did the Fred Schneider bit, all I need is Floyd. Andy Griffith variety, and my life is complete. Oh, anything for the viewers, Mike. Oh, yeah, it's nice. So there. Okay. It's a private joke. Don't even ask if you want to. Ask Amu City in the comments. Go in the chat room, ask him, or leave a comment. If you're watching the replay, hit the comments below. Amu City will be glad to explain it to you. So yeah. So while I was going in to sign in to play 9 holes of golf, as little sister alluded to in the chat, we've learned, depending upon where you are watching this in this beautiful planet of ours, in America, the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, mandated that for all intents and purposes, and I'll be specific about this. I'll be clear about this because I understand there's still some confusion about this. If you have been vaccinated, that is to say, if you've gotten the 1 Johnson & Johnson shot or the 2 shots from Pfizer or Moderna, you don't have to wear a mask indoors or out. Which is kind of confusing to some folks because there are a lot of places still, a lot of establishments that you go into, restaurants, bars, stores, whatever, that still require that you wear a mask. It's their store. They can still do that. I get it. Okay. We have heard from our pal DJ Opium, Chris King, who says, can't hear you because I have the volume down. I'm on the phone. Smart choice. But greetings from Cleveland. Yes, yes, and Plopsy wants to talk to you. When you watch the replay, you'll hear that and you'll understand. And yeah, we hope you have a great show tonight, pal. Hope everything's going to be good for you. Give them hell. Show them how it's done shy style. But anyway, getting back to the situation at hand. The CDC says that really, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask anymore, for all intents and purposes, which is really good news. Not doing a show, just chilling, visiting friends. You're out there for free, dude. Just saying. But anyway, so I'm out here. I'm at the golf course. I'm going into the clubhouse, and I'm going to pay for my things. And the older gentleman who is behind the counter decides to look at me and goes, you got your mask? Dude, I'm vaccinated. It's okay. Sir, we're going to need a mask. Okay. And when he said that, I could feel like the hot breath of the Lord because there's like 4 people behind me at the time. So I had to run back out to the car, grab the mask, do all that thing. So it's going to be confusing for a little bit. And I was watching TV. I was watching a thing last night. And it's true what they're saying. It's true what they're saying. And that is that this is going to be a change of mindset for a lot of folks. Because let's face it, we have had to do this for a year. We had to literally change our lives and walk down this path for a year. That's a lot of time. In fact, I still I still, I was looking at some of my old videos today, and I saw the show where we talked about, they closed the effing bars, man. That's the mentality that had to be changed. And now we're into the mentality of, mask it or die. And now that's starting to be relaxed, and we're ready to go back to the old way of life, almost. Here's hoping. That's why you carry your vaccination card on you at all times. I do have it. In fact, I have been carrying my vaccination card in my wallet in case anybody wants to give me any stuff. I am prepared for that. But it's just like, now what are you going to do now? You're going to have people standing at the door, like Andy Frayne ushers. You're going to be, patting people down, checking them for the vaccination card when you go into Target. It's a strange dichotomy that's going on. It's a strange, not dichotomy, that's the wrong word, but it's a strange mindset that's happening. And it's something that we're going to have to kind of get used to, I think. And something that we're going to have to kind of ease into gradually, because without that, people are just going to lose their minds. People are just going to go nuts. I was watching a video. Megan Paulette did a show out in Maryland last night, and she live streamed it. And by the way, if you guys ever get a chance to go to her Facebook page, Megan Paulette Music, and check it out, because she did a really good job. But be that as it may, it was, this was the first night that the CDC said it's okay, and she's playing, it's her, and just this bar, and people were just, it was crazy. People are laughing, they're loud, they're not, they're congregating, they're doing all the things that they're supposed to be doing. And you can tell people were having a good time. Which is fine, but, like I said, we have to kind of do this in an orderly fashion, kids. So, yes, it's great that we don't need to wear the masks anymore. Most of us, anyway. But let's do it, respectfully, and let's do it politely. I understand where little sister is coming line. They lost their minds a long time ago. Yes, I know. I understand that. Which, yeah, well, I don't want to talk politics on this show. I never have. I don't like to. But I feel that I'm going to be doing just that in a couple of minutes. So, yeah, it's great that we're doing that. Lots of good things are happening as a result of it. I just read today that if you're a fan of Lollapalooza, yes, Lollapalooza is coming back to Chicago. I believe it's going to be late July, early August. They're talking about holding Lollapalooza, which is great news. And, pardon me just a second, dry throat from playing 9 holes out in the blistering sun. I do not apologize. But, yeah, so Lollapalooza is coming back, which means that a lot of the venues are going to be opening back up. That's great news for musicians. Maybe you can start playing out again. It would be great. I know a lot of people on the East Coast. A lot of my friends on the East Coast are starting to play out again, which is great. And it looks real good for the plans that we have in September out in Pennsylvania, which we still can't talk about yet. And I'm very sorry about that. We just, there's supposed to have been a meeting with the organizers today regarding that. So we should have an announcement for that very, very shortly. At least I hope so. Because people are very excited about this and really want to tell you what's going on. I'll just say it like this. Don't make plans for September unless you plan on traveling. Lame Ass Productions will book you for that. Okay, no problem, buddy. I understand. We need to hear from Lame Ass Productions real soon. We'll put it like that. So yeah, and like I said, as you can tell by the crawly thingy, very happy to say that you're not supposed to hear this drop today. It premiered on the Drupal charts, the folk charts, and premiered at number 4. I'm happy to say. Thank you very much. So yeah, we're off to a good start. I feel real good about it. Thank you very much. And please, by all means, go out and see it. Go out and listen to it. And please go out and buy it because, well, you know, like I said, I'm out of work now, okay? So, just saying. I wouldn't beg. Yes, I would. Anyway, yeah, so like I said, if you're new to this, a lot of people are coming in and saying, hi, Chris is there, Emu City is there. Come on in and say hi to us. We'd love to hear from you. I bought my copy. Thank you, little sister. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that completely. See, if my younger sister can tolerate that music, so can you. Go get it on all streaming platforms and at timgainer.com. We appreciate it. Thank you. Come on in, say hi to us in the chat room. We'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, I was thinking about this song today. I need to do this. I need to do this song. Why? I have no idea, but I really do need to do it. Yeah, let me pull out old Betsy here. Pardon me just a second. Like I said, moving kind of slow. Alrighty. I was thinking about this song today. I don't know why I was thinking about this song today. And I figured I should play it. Again, I don't know why. Just came up. It's another tequila sunrise, staring slowly across the sky. Days go by. He was just a hired hand, working on a dream he planned to try. Said goodbye. Every night when the sun goes down, just another lonely boy in town. She's out running around. She wasn't just another woman, and I couldn't keep from coming on. It's been so long. Take another shot of courage. Wonder why the right words never come. Just getting numb. It's another tequila sunrise. This old world is still the same. Another frame. Some Eagles, man, rocking you out. Classic 88.5. If it's old, it's a classic. I don't know why. I really had the urge to play that song today. I just kind of popped into my head. I don't know why. Can't figure it out. Anyway, Again, my thanks to everybody. Watch the trailer to Pete Jackson's The Beatles Get Back. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah, I have seen the trailer for that. And, you know, I'm really, really scared about this one. I'm really scared about this one, and I'll tell you why. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a huge Beatles fan. I mean, look at the back wall, for God's sake. There's a gigantic poster of all the Beatle albums that were released in the U.S. And I have all the albums. In fact, I just bought a new one today. Well, not a new one, but you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm worried about this, and I'll tell you why. I have a copy of Let It Be. I have seen it. I have read the millions of miles of interviews from all four members of the band talking about how miserable they were recording that album and making that movie. Now, suddenly, 50 years later, here we are, and the two surviving members of the band have suddenly come out and went, no, it wasn't that bad. We had a wonderful time. Look, we'll show you. And they hired Peter Jackson, who is a great director. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Lord of the Rings trilogy alone justified his place in my eyes as a master film director. But now he is commissioned with the idea. First off, he was only supposed to remaster Let It Be. Let's be clear on this. The original idea behind this was he was supposed to remaster Let It Be and bring it up to spec in conjunction with the 50th anniversary of the release of the original film. So this thing was supposed to be released last year in 2020. And while he was doing this, allegedly, he has said that he found all of this footage of how wonderful a time they had and how it really wasn't all that bad. And we're going to show this from a different light. No, you're going to show it from the light of Paul McCartney wants to show everybody that this was a terrific, happy band, and he's going to die trying to change the history. This is my thought. This is strictly my opinion. It does not reflect the views of GainerWorld, Mellow Landings Productions, or its subsidiaries. No, in all sincerity, though, I'm really worried about this. I'm really worried about this. History does not need to be rewritten. The Beatles broke up because they were tired of working with each other. They were all, as John Lennon put it, sick of the game. I mean, they were under such terrific pressure for all those years, for at least 7 years, 6, 7, 8 years. And as George Harrison said, you know, people gave their screams and they gave their hard-earned money. The Beatles gave their nerve endings, which is a more desperate thing. And as I said, if you go back and look at anything, any interview from any of the 4, 3, 2 surviving members of the band between 1971 and when was the anthology released? The anthology was released in 95? Yeah, 95. Suddenly 25 years and they're talking about how miserable it was. They say in the anthology how miserable it was to record that album, to record that film. The dreadful feeling in Twickenham Studios. At one point, George Harrison quit the band. You know, and now suddenly it's going to be all peaches and cream and goodness and light. No, Paul, who are you kidding? You can't. What are you going to do? Are you going to erase all these interviews? Go back and read Lennon Remembers, the Jan Wenner interview, the Rolling Stone interview. Go back and read your own interview that you did in 1974 with Rolling Stone. Nah, man. I'm very, very worried about it. I really am. I've seen the trailer. Let me be clear on this. I've seen the trailer. And yes, there are some really good, there's some fun times. I get it. You can't be pissed at everybody all the time. I get it. And especially after Billy Preston came in, that changed everybody's attitudes. This is true. But there's still that underlying current, especially in the Twickenham studios, and especially in the Twickenham sessions, which, by the way, I don't see any of in the trailer. Let me repeat that because it's very important about this. They have always said that they hated it the most in Twickenham because it was such an unproductive place to work or to write. None of the Twickenham footage I have seen so far in the Peter Jackson trailer. And as I said, when they moved to Apple Studios, that's when they brought in Billy Preston. And George Harrison put it very, very nicely. When you bring in a guest, suddenly people stop acting so bitchy. So think about that for a minute. I think what we're going to get is we're going to get a lot of plastic moments, no pun intended, from the Apple Studio sessions. Of course I'm going to go see it, but I'm walking into this with great trepidation because I really believe that Paul McCartney is trying to rewrite history, and it's not going to work. And if you don't believe me, anybody who is watching this right now and saying, Paul wouldn't do that. He's Paul McCartney. He's wonderful. Then why was Let It Be Naked released? I'll tell you. Let It Be Naked was released because he always mentioned how much he hated the fact that Phil Spector put strings and choirs on Let It Be, Long and Winding Road, and Across the Universe. Always hated it. And he always had a specific running order of his own in mind for that album. Suddenly, that album was released in, 99? 2000? Yeah. So, something is afoot here. Chris King, River Deep, Mountain High. I have no idea what you're talking about, my man. River Deep, Mountain High. Enough said. River Deep, Mountain High was Ike and Tina Turner. Oh, you're talking about Phil Spector. I get you. Yeah. Well, I mean, that was Phil's thing. The Wall of Sound was Phil's thing. I get it. Okay? If you look at it from that perspective, that's just what, Phil Spector with Tina Turner. No, you're right. Okay? But again, and actually River Deep Mountain High, that was Ike. That was Ike and Tina. That was Ike working with him. Okay? So again, it was one of those things. But I get, he's probably trying to create a new image for younger generations. I get that. I understand that. But it's still, number one, it's wrong. And number two, it's akin to, the Kennedy assassination, trying to change the story. Okay, was there a lone gunman? Were there three people? Where was it? No, you can't rewrite history. And you cannot erase all of the miles and miles and miles of interviews between him and George Harrison and John Lennon, all saying the same thing. It sucked working that album. I remember the quote from John Lennon in the Jan Wenner interview, that it was such a badly, pardon my French, YouTube, please don't demonetize me, that it was such a badly recorded pile of shit. We all called each other and said, what do you think? Just let it out. Because we wanted to show the world this is what it's like with our pants down. They knew they had recorded a bad album. Okay? and they were miserable, and they were unhappy, and they just wanted to get it over with. And this was supposed to be one of the albums that was going to get them out of their contract with Apple, and then they can just go about their separate ways. But we all know the story on that. They, suddenly backpedaled and they recorded Abbey Road, which is a great album, and that's another discussion for another show. But no. I mean, I could go off on this for the next 25 minutes. I could fill the show with this. But long story short, I'm very, very scared of what... First off, please, if you're going to release that movie, if you're going to release Get Back, for God's sake, release Let It Be as well. Show both sides of the story. That is my only ask. Because you know, tried and true Beatle fans that are watching this show, you know that when you see this and it's all carefree and happy and go lucky and all that, that's not how the story went. We all know it. So Judy is also saying Jackie tried to create the Kennedy Camelot to make JFK look like a saint instead of a womanizer. Well, yeah, there's that. Hey, you got to admit, though, anybody that wears a back brace all day long and can still do Marilyn Monroe like that, got to admire a guy like that. For the younger generations, remember when Paul did the collab thing with Kanye and his fans were screaming this dude was about to blow up since Kanye put him on the map? I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that. But again, that wasn't so much. I mean, Paul McCartney, for all intents and purposes, he's a songwriter, he's a singer, he's a producer, and he has worked with other people in the past. He worked with Dave Grohl. He worked with, that project that he did with Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic. He also worked with, remember when he worked with Real Big Fish? He did that collaboration with them back in the late 90s. So it's not like he's worked with Elvis Costello. I mean, he does collab with other people. Kanye, yeah, kind of questionable. But, again, that's about, an almost 80-year-old man looking for relevancy in the new millennium. And I understand that. It's kind of like, how can I say this? Remember B.B. King's Duets album, where he suddenly had all these people working with him, and I can't remember the two people. One of them was Usher. I remember that. And I'm trying to remember who the other person was that and did some kind of a rap thing while he's playing the blues or something like that. It's like, but that's us old folks trying to be relevant. I personally wouldn't do it, but that's what you do. I don't know why, but it's what you do. But yeah, I'm very scared about that. I'm really scared about that. Santana. Judy brought up Santana. That is true. Bo Diddley starred in the movie Rockula. Yeah, but see, that's Bo Diddley. Okay, Bo Diddley did not care. Okay, let's just call it what it was. Bo Diddley knew he was the man and just plain did not care. Okay? Speaking of younger generations, Jay-Z is getting... Yes, let's talk about... Yes, I was going to bring this up. But again, because I made the mistake of going out golfing this afternoon, I didn't do a whole lot of show prep. But yes, let's talk about the class of 21 for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And it is a pretty good list. Let's see if I can remember all of them off the top of my head. There's only 5 of them. But no, Tony Basil and Thomas Dolby are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No, it's not happening. And Rockula, thank you. Okay. Well, Thomas Dolby was in everything in the 80s, okay? Last weekend, I watched Roger Waters when he performed The Wall in Berlin in '89. And boy, it was Thomas Dolby. You know? And he's a great performer. I really admire. I like Thomas Dolby a lot. But you just don't see a lot of people. You know, it's like, you know, when was the last time somebody looked at you and went, hey, there's Corey Hart. So, but yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Class of 21. Let's see if I can remember all of them off the top of my head. Let's see how far my brain has gone. The Go-Go's, Jay-Z, Tina Turner, Foo Fighters, and there is one more, and I cannot remember it off the top of my head. The Go-Go's, Jay-Z, Foo Fighters, Tina Turner. Oh, and not Carole King. Pardon me just a moment. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead here for a second. And here we go. It's okay. The official list, because of the fact that he has his desktop right next to him, is Tina Turner, Jay-Z, the Foo Fighters, Carole King, and the Go-Go's. That's a pretty impressive list. That is a pretty impressive list, I have to say. And you say he's saying Tina Turner, Carole King, Go-Go's, Jay-Z, Foo Fighters, Todd Rundgren. Yes, Todd Rundgren made it. Kraftwerk got in for the Innovator Awards, along with Charlie Patton, Gil Scott-Heron, Billy Preston got in, speaking of the Beatles, Randy Rhoads, LL Cool J for one of the Vanguard Awards, one of the Innovations Awards, and Clarence Avant. Thank you, Amy City. I appreciate it. Thanks for being on top of that for me. So, yeah, that's a damned impressive list this year, I have to admit. And there's, I mean, I can't think of a bad name in there, and you know, for whatever it's worth, and I know I've said this in the past, you know, they're talking about starting to bring the, you know, the hip hop and rap folks into the Rock Hall. Jay-Z deserves it. I'm sorry, Jay-Z deserves it. Kraftwerk totally deserves to be in there. You're absolutely right, Chris. Kraftwerk totally deserves it. Randy Rhoads totally deserves it for his influence. Todd Rundgren, my God, what can you say about Todd Rundgren that hasn't been said? That guy has done more in the field of audio production, not to mention his own stuff, his own solo stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Todd Rundgren. Randy Rhoads, you know, I'm glad that they're giving props to Charlie Patton. I really am. I have always believed that Charlie Patton was vastly overlooked. When people talk about the roots of the blues, you know, of course they'll bring up people like, you know, Robert Johnson and, you know, Blind Lemon Jefferson, you know, and the like. Very few people mention Charlie Patton. And he was one of the first of the Mississippi Delta boys that really got down and did it. And I love his stuff. I love listening to Charlie Patton. So yeah, it's a very impressive. And the Foo Fighters, you know, say what you want about Foo Fighters. They are a hell of a band. They are a hell of a band. Okay? And Dave, I mean, my God, Dave Grohl has worked with everybody. You know, but I mean, not that that's, you know, any kind of reason for them to be in, but they're a great band, and they brought, you know, heavy rock back to, they pretty much saved heavy rock as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, again though, you know, there's people, where's Judas Priest? Okay, where's King Crimson? Where's the Monkees? I mean, but then again, I'm not surprised. Look how long it took for them to get Rush in there. Look how long it took for them to get Kiss in there. So, maybe next year. I don't know. I'll pull out that list again, but there's, yeah. I don't know. But it's a good class this year. I'm looking forward to seeing this show. I really am. And the Go-Go's. Come on. We got the beat. Vacation. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Let me see here. Trying to think of something we could do. Something kind of fun. Something kind of toe tapping. I'll be more than glad to take requests if somebody wants to. By the way, and again, this is a great way to remind folks that if you're watching and you want to get into the chat room, come on in. We'd love to say hi to you. Let us know where you're from. We got to be. I wish I knew it. Actually, no, I don't. Speaking of Go-Go's amazing documentary on Showtime. Didn't know about that. That's kind of cool. Alice's Restaurant only because Donna isn't here. Actually, no. Truth of the matter is, the only way that I would play... Stop it. The only time I would play Alice's Restaurant is if for some reason, and I guess I can mention names, Kathy Downey came into the room. Because she always has this story about how one of the first times when she met me, I just moved into a house where she shared the upstairs flat. And I had the downstairs flat. And she came out on the porch one day, and I was playing Alice's Restaurant. And she had never heard this song. And so I proceeded to play the entire Alice's Restaurant massacre for her. In stereo and 3-part harmony. And to this day, I went to visit her recently. And she tells me the story. There's a bar that she goes to, that she frequents. And she can somehow tap her computer into the jukebox of this bar, which I guess is only a couple blocks away from her house. And on a good day, she will just plug in Alice's Restaurant and piss everybody off. And she says, every time I do that, I think of you. So I have no idea why somebody would do that. But and like I said, you can tell I've done no show prep tonight at all. So well, when in doubt, might as well do the new one. Why not do that? This is the new song, released today. It's called You're Not Supposed to Hear This. You're not supposed to hear this song. perhaps you never will. What if it should come out wrong? Perhaps it's better still. Please understand that you and I have gone through so very much for so very long. And I don't think these growing feelings are all that wrong. You're not supposed to hear these words. Perhaps it's just as well. 'Cause what if no should be what's heard? But then only time will tell. You know the things I have inside, but I'm just a man filled with foolish pride, and it's fear far behind that I hide all the time. You're not supposed to hear this song. If not, then even so. After all is said and done, I just want you to know. You see, we must all carry on, no matter how weak, how strong. But it's my love inside of your heart I think should belong. You're not supposed to hear this song. That's the new one. Please go out and buy it. I would really appreciate it in a gigantic way. You're not supposed to hear this. Available now on all streaming platforms and on my website, tthing.com. Please go check it out. Please, I hope you dig it. And if you do, great. And if not, hey, you're right as an American. Just don't ask me. Well done. Why, thank you. I like to think so. When you hear that, you have to listen kind of, you have to listen with, and think that there's like all kinds of like nice strings and pianos and heavenly choirs and just this really perfect production. Just defies all human description. That's how beautiful this song is. But don't take my word for it. Go check it out. Available now on Amazon, iTunes, all streaming platforms, and at tthing.com. Buy it today, won't you? So anyway. So let's see. What else happened this week? That's about it. Well, let's see. We had a pipeline scare. Let's see. We talked about the masks. talked about Peter Jackson. Well, I talked about Peter Jackson for about 20 minutes. Hey, I can't help it. This is the kind of guy I am. But at any rate, Mr. Gainer, after the show, you should listen to the arrangement done on the song Hallelujah by Stephen Lynch. Even Little Sister says the song is reasonably priced. Now, I ask you, if a member of the family tells you that this is within the lines of any budget, only $1, truly, you can afford $1. After the show, you should listen to the arrangement done on the song Hallelujah by Stephen Lynch. After the show, not on the stream. Well, of course not. Well, first off, I would get demonetized all over the place. So that ain't going to happen. If I can't play my own damn music, then hey. I am a fan of anybody that does a decent arrangement of Hallelujah. I also feel very bad for Leonard Cohen that it took until after he died for people to discover that song. But I guess better late than never. Hey, that's just me. I was a fan of Leonard Cohen. I mean, I was a casual fan, I will say that. I admired his stuff. Honestly, I could count on one hand the amount of songs that I did buy it. Little Sister even says, please buy it. I hate seeing a grown man beg. She's right, you know. Think about that. It's not Leonard Cohen's track, the original song. Oh, okay. That shows you what I know. I had always thought in the back of my head that Leonard Cohen had written that. But anyway, I'm a little surprised by that. I really am. Because he is so closely connected with that song. I'm that just hit me. I'm surprised. It's not. Leonard Cohen did write it, didn't he? Just saying. So anyway, if I'm right, cool. If I'm not, that's okay too. I think he did. Stephen had an original song named Hallelujah. Well, I mean, a lot of people had songs named Hallelujah. Okay? I mean, Sweat Hog did a track called Hallelujah back in 1971 that I love. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his song. I also get from the Facebook chats, I get one that says, our own Megan Paulette saying, I'm going to miss the show tonight. I'm completely wiped out this week between the show. I put 1,600 miles on my car. I'm going to bed. Yeah, sure. Okay, so you can DM me while I'm on the show, but you can't turn your phone on to watch the show. Today's youth. Where did we fail? I just want to know. Cohen wrote a lot of things that he gave to others. This is very true. But I was always a fan of like his first album. I loved his first album with Joanne and So Long Marianne. Suzanne. I'm sorry, not Joanne. Suzanne. Joanne was Mike Nesmith. Like I said, it was a tough. It's been, yeah. I should not have gone golfing. The brain is just worn down, and yeah, I think I'm going to go to bed myself. I really am. We're going to do it from here. Yeah, that'll wrap it up from here, I think. I appreciate everybody that. I appreciate you for watching the show. Thank you so much. And again, do that YouTube stuff. I would really appreciate it. Look, I'm small potatoes. I know it. I realize it. But can I get to 100 subscribers? That would be a lot of fun. And if you're new to the show, please, all you got to do is just, go subscribe. Give me a like. How bad can it be? It'll make you feel good. You'll be the pride of the neighborhood. Your friends will love you for it. Little Sister says blue raincoat. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that one out. I'm afraid I'm not too hip on that one. But anyway, thank you again so much for being here tonight. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We're in the home stretch with this whole COVID thing. Here's, let's do it. Let's get it right. If you haven't gotten it, go get the damn shot. If not, wear the damn mask. Let's get this thing over with. YouTube-wise, please help me get to 100 subscribers. It's nothing really, but, it's a great ego boost. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that YouTube stuff. In other words, if you like it, hey, you know what to do. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves. We out. Peace.